Oh, we are in dire straits today, gentlemen. I have been absolutely neglecting my resource gathering, my resource procurement. Okay, so the situation being, we're down to 91k copper in like a few nodes, very few iron. Stone's fine. Coal is about halfway gone, so I think we'll be fine on that for the moment. Uranium is down to like 3 miners working. So that's not great. Although, I was just looking at that, and we have quite a bit of fuel cells stacked up. I think the power is going to last for a little bit. We probably should focus on getting over to this here uranium ore and, you know, this iron ore eventually. The uranium, though, is the big thing. See, the thing is, the base will run. If I don't have any ore, it doesn't really matter. It's still going to run, right? The base is going to be here. If I run out of power... it's gonna get destroyed. The biters are gonna eat. Look at all these biters around me. The biters are gonna eat the base if it runs out of power. So you'll notice that I pushed my turrets out. I did that so I'd have access to this copper and iron over here. Yeah. We need that. Mostly because I was a lazy asshole and I didn't go out early and get the ore patches and set turrets up while the biters are small. And now if we hit up our revolution, so we're at 83% fully evolved, and spawner kills are not even a consideration in how much they've evolved. So I think I did this okay. I think we're good as far as Death World is concerned. I don't think we're gonna die, but we definitely need to start making some changes. So last episode we got our hands on something fun. You'll see my production machines for it here. Yeah, what are those? Why do they only take up 1 slot? What's going on with that, Whamo? Well, let me show you here. We're gonna push out to this left side because we need to start breaking off over here sooner rather than later. Let me check my logistics range. Okay. So we should be good. I should be way out to about right yonder way, I hope. We'll just click on this thing here. Okay. So we're going to build something over here. Yeah, this guy right here. See him? He's such a cutie. We'll plop him down. We'll have our little drone bitches build him. This should be requesting 5. Actually, we should probably make that request something like fucking not that many. Let's make a request like 10. So this is what we spent all that time building. This is what we spent the 2k research points into. You ready? You ready? Oh, this thing blows up biter bases, right? And it does so from a very long ways away. It's fairly expensive to build, and it takes a bit to make, and it does cause biter waves to come into your base. As you'll notice right here, they are coming right at the base here. But it'll shoot everything, and we've got decent turret defense here, so we should be okay. There's no... Well, I won't spoil it, but the biter threat isn't a massive issue right now. So this thing is going to do some work. It's going to clear basically everything inside the radius. See this light red bubble here? It is going to automatically kill everything inside that radius. Well, as far as biter bases are concerned, the little guys should come in and attack us by themselves. You can see we get little radar blimps of what it's shooting at. That's because the shells themselves are made with radar units. So that's kind of cool. You can see what it's shooting at if you really want to, and you can see the waves coming in from it. That's kind of neat. This is endgame tech. This is what you use to clear out large swaths of area very easily and without risk whatsoever. I could have used the tank. I could have used the tank and drove over there, but this is more fun, right? You can see this thing shooting. Look at that. It's beautiful. The thing of booty. And so this guy, I'll just clear out some biter bases. I'm not too terribly concerned about the waves of biters that are coming, or I should say I wasn't too terribly concerned about the waves of biters. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm getting a little more concerned because it's going to be pretty significant waves. Why don't we just stand over here for a second and see... Sorry for the map view, I know it's kind of a pain in the ass, but let's just stand over here for a second and see what happens and make sure we don't lose anything. Okay. Are you done? Holy shit. It's not done! Oh my god! So you can see that cleared out every biter base within its radius fairly quickly. Actually, it's only been... Yeah, it only took it a couple minutes to shoot everything down. Now, like I said, the ammo is... well, it's fairly expensive considering that we're out of ore. But let's solve that ore problem. But before we solve the ore problem, we'll just leave that guy to his own resources. We'll let him keep that... we'll let him keep this side clear. There is a manual... Actually, should be able to build this. There is a artillery targeting remote. I can build one of these really quick here and show you something cool. So we can grab this thing right here. And if we go to our map screen, you'll see the range has increased. Well, I'm not sure if you can see it. Let me turn off all the blobs of blurriness. But do you see like the range now? Can you tell? It's like way the hell out here when I have the artillery targeting remote in my hand. do this and do that. So, okay, so see the range there? You see it only comes out to about here from my base. If I pick up the remote, the range doubles. I think it's doubles. It might be a little more than doubles. But that gives me access to shooting a hell of a long way. So using this, I can clear my path almost all the way to my uranium. I can set up a rail system to push out about halfway and clear the rest of the way. But you get the idea. You see why I wanted to push to this as far as tech is concerned right away. Because this will give us access to our ore patches with minimal risk. Minimal risk. You play a game to where it's the most fun to you. And this is the most fun to me. There's nothing better than bombing bug bases from... I mean, basically orbit, right? All right, let me show you what I'm going to do before we secure those new ore patches, though. Oh, and in case that wasn't clear, the remote targeting, it's just manual aiming of that turret. I can manually pick where to shoot. Sorry, if that wasn't clear. I realize sometimes I'm not clear about stuff because I assume a basic understanding of things that I've learned in the game from you guys, which I shouldn't do. Right, this thing. Okay, so here's the dilly, yo. These furnaces have a crafting speed of 2, right? It takes about 46 of them to smelt an entire red belt of ore. So if I have an entire red belt of ore coming in, it takes 46 of these bastards to smelt an entire red belt of plates. Same for iron and copper, so there's not really a difference there. You have another option past these. There is one furnace past these. I can show you it in here. So these are the steel furnaces here. They burn coal, or you can feed them with rocket fuel or uranium fuel, late game stuff if you really want to. These are electric furnaces. These would use our nuclear, if I say it right, power plant down there to burn. An arguably more efficient way to do it, and because we're relying on coal liquefaction this early on, basically we're using the coal to make oil products, I don't want to be using it in my furnaces, plus these guys here have another advantage, and I'll show you if I throw one down here. So if we zoom all the way the hell in, I toss one of these bastards down, you'll notice I have module slots in these guys. So these can have modules added to them, such as like speed modules, which increase their speed. Useful, especially once we get in on beaconing later. The steel furnaces do not. They don't have any option like that. But you don't need electricity to power them. Not that that's a big deal this late into the game, especially with nuclear power. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this here smelting array. I'm going to spin it sideways. I'm going to flip it 90 degrees to the right here, and I'm going to basically make it so this ore down here comes in from the right and gets smelted for 2 plates to the left. A number of reasons for doing that. I won't go into it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to build a little mock-up that shows how I want it to be. So we want the ore coming in from the right? So like that. That's the ore line. All right, 1 line of ore. I'm trying to decide, do I want to go 2... Okay, so here's the dealie. I can take just 1 line of ore and flank it with furnaces, right? Like this. And just smelt that 1 line to output, you know, whatever, the 1 line of ore when I recombine that line down. Or I can take 2 lines in and have, well, that was stupid, and have it smelt each of these lines individual. Does that make sense? So if I only have 1 line coming in the middle of ore, I can put out half a line on each side and combine those down into 1 line when they come out. Or I can run 2 lines into the middle and make it longer, but it'll smelt full lines of ore. I have to decide how I'm going to do that. So essentially it comes down to, do I want longer furnace arrays? Longer horizontally to the right, because these are going to be sideways, remember? Or do I want shorter ones? Well, I can't really tell anything by sitting here staring at it, so let's figure out what we're talking about here. I'm going to make these 20 wide for a number of reasons. Like I said, it takes about 46 to smelt a full red belt, because these also craft at 2. These also have a crafting speed of 2. But like I said, we can use modules in these, which we will be using at some point. So that's the length of 20. That's half a belt right there. Well, give or take a half a belt worth of ore. So I can make them that long, or I can double that to the right. I think we're going to go with that. I like how that works out. Yeah, let's stick with that, and then we can, no, I like that. And we can always stack them up, you know, double them up back to back if we really want to. And because this is our late game array, sloppiness aside, we can use substations here. In a rather interesting way. So we can throw them down in the middle of the row here if I really want to. Do I really want to do that? Yeah, fuck, why not? Why not? Let's just make a mess of this and throw substations right in the middle. There's probably a good reason not to do this, but hell if I can find it. Using substations as opposed to a whole fucking ass ton of power poles. I'll show you why here in a second, hold on. So substations, you can see the range on the substation there. Substations being just a big power pole that provide power to all these things. Don't mind the fact that they're unpowered. That's because I've got nothing coming out here. Regular power poles, when you're going across 3 tiles like that, I can't set one power pole on one side, so I can't just do one row down a side of power poles, even these big ones, because it doesn't reach across the furnace itself. So I'd have to do 2 down the entire row, and you know that's annoying more than anything. So we're just gonna do the substation thing. I think that sounds like a good plan to me. I like it, and we can just use underneathy belts to take care of the whole going past the substation things. That'll make the ore run underneath the ground, so it goes under there. The inserters can still grab from these underneathy tiles. I know it's kind of compact and hard to see, but the inserters can still grab from these underneath tiles. No problemo. Okay. So I think that is our basic endgame smelting array. Unbeaconed and unmoduled, but that's fine. Beacons, we won't go into that right now. So, we want to use that instead of that. How many of these are we going to need as opposed to that? Well, these furnaces are bigger. Physically, they are 1 tile wider and 1 tile taller. So, it's going to take up more room initially. Let's go ahead and just blueprint this bitch out. That's why I built it like this, BT dubs. So there's our blueprint. You can see how many resources we need. 150 belts, 80 inserters, 40 furnaces, yada 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 yada, so on and so forth. Easy peasy. And I can just go ahead and throw a deconstruct on this. That'll just get rid of it the quick way. Okay. Need to grab some more. Wow, look at all the bots. Look at them all. They're so cute. They're so cute. Look at all the bots. Oh, is that all 100 that I had in my... I think that's all 100 that I had in my roboport. Also, I put buffer chests over here. This is to make it so that we can just... Yeah, so these guys can build this shit if I need them to. Okay, so... How do we do? You'll notice this feeding mess is a feeding mess. Both the ores, when I rebuild this array, are going to come from the right side. Why are you still not unbuilt? Are going to come from the right side over here. So we won't have the ores running in there. We don't need any coal, so there's not going to be coal running in there. How much of a gap do we want here for this? Ponder, ponder. Okay, is that the right direction? Is that going the right way? Yes. Yes, that's going the right way. Okay. Each one of these chunks will be a dedicated, like this one will be iron, that'll be copper, this will be iron, you know, so on and so forth. Initially, though, so this is 1 belt worth of copper, right? Or 1 belt worth of iron, either or. It doesn't really matter. Do I want it, the first one, down this far and that far over? Let's scooter back a little bit and go about right there, huh? Sorry, this is more for me than you guys. This is me thinking. Sorry, I know it takes me a minute to think about these sections about how I'm building stuff, but it's really necessary. Okay, so that is equivalent to one row of iron that we've got there, right? So we want to build 2 of these strictly for iron. Build 2 of those for iron, like so. Easy peasy. You'll notice that from that buffer chest, the bots are coming out to build that for me. Super convenient. Okay, so we got 2 of those for iron. Then we need to build another 2 for copper. You know what? Let's build 3 for iron. Yeah. 3 for iron. Oh man, that's a thing of beauty. It's a thing of beauty. Look at all of them. Look at all of them just building. It's so good. I don't know if I had enough electric furnaces, but it doesn't really matter. I can just build more. Okay, we'll say 3 for iron right now. And then we'll just go straight 2 for copper. 1 right there. And 1 right there. Okay. So that is a brick of furnaces. You see that? Look at that thing. It is a thing of beauty. Oh my goodness. I could not be happier with how that worked. Okay. Easy peasy, right? It's stupid easy to build these things. Now, we're going to have to deconstruct this entire smelting array here, and there's a lot of components to that. I should have the trash chest to be able to take care of it, but in order to avoid having a whole bunch of ore and plates end up in there, I need to shut down production entirely. In order to do that, real easy, all I do is just cut my lines off. So I cut off my copper, right there. Cut off my coal. Coal we're going to have to grab. There's no way we don't have to grab coal. We'll cut off the iron down here. Actually, you know what? Let's cut the iron back on the individual lines. God, it's amazing what you can build with a huge bot network and how fast it goes. Look at these little bastards build. They're so darn neat to watch. And this really isn't anything. This is nothing compared to what you do later in the game. It's a lot of fun. It's pretty neat. Pretty neat. Okie doodly. And that is that. Now we just gotta clear all the freaking coal out of these lines. That's fantastic. Super excited about this part. Let's go ahead and throw down a chest right here. The reason I'm emptying the coal before I tell the bots to deconstruct is just gonna be faster. Now then, all them bastages are empty, we just throw a deconstruct order now. A beautiful, beautiful big deconstruct order. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. Look at how beautiful that is. Maybe not to you, but to me, this is a thing of beauty. Look at that. Look at it. Switch off of that. Take off alt mode. Nah, alt mode doesn't matter. Look at them. They're just going to fly around and deconstruct the shit out of this. Say bye-bye to this thing. Because she gone. So while they're deconstructing that business, I can go build my new mining arrays, which is going to be fun on the bun. Come on, bots. Follow me. You can't get me. Can't get me. You can't. Shut up. It's fun for me, okay? That's what this game is all about. Oh, they're running out of power. That's what this game's all about. Having fun doing stupid shit like this. Come on, bots. You can do it. Alrighty, and this should be, if I can find a spot to power the fucker. Hey, oh, hey, that should be iron ore. Huh? Let's watch this bad mammer jammer start up. Let's see if I even saturate 3 belts. Oh, look at that. We're missing power on a few of these. Well, that's not good. Throw down a few more. Power poles here and there. Alright, need them. There we go. You gonna even saturate 3 belts? Oh, it's not done being built. Oh, well, fuck me, right? Shit. Robots, do the work. What the hell are you waiting for, you stupid robots? There you go. We're just gonna lazy this all the way through. Is it saturating? Looks like it might be okay. Might be a little slow on the startup. Are we out of belts again? Holy fucking hell, we're out of belts again. I've run out of belts so many times doing this. Look at this, though. Look at that. A full 3 belts and a full 3 belts. Yeah, perfect. Got the startup done. So I got them all fed. That only took about, you know, a half hour. Cool. Got all the miners down for that. So watch this. This is my favorite part of this. You ready? You ready? Look at him. Look at him. You ready? Ah! They feed me 100 belts, but 100's not enough. I need more than 100, guys. Need more than 100. Oh, do I even have any belt production up? No, well, probably not, considering I don't have any production up whatsoever anyways. So, what I've got's what I've got, which is about 300 more belts. I'm not sure if that's enough to finish out this iron section. We'll find out, won't we? There we go. I'm also almost out of power. You see it down on the bottom right of my screen there? My power bar's in the red. Yeah. This thing is still solar powered. A lot of these are expensive, by the way. It took forever to make that many. But this suit is all solar powered, so... You know, run an exoskeleton. I probably should just take out the exoskeleton for the moment. No, but that's how I run fast. I like running fast. Fuck it. We'll run out of power if we run out of power. Watch me be able to belt this and then not be able to belt the input side of the line. Wouldn't that be great? Oh shit, it might be actually close. That's not cool. I was joking. I didn't want to have to make belts for the input side. No, I should still have 100. We should be alright. Yeah. Probably still have more back in the mall too. Alright, there's that. Those are all draining. I should note this is 1 more belt of iron and slightly more copper than I had before. Maybe a quarter of a belt more copper than I had. Hey look, I caught up with it. It still hasn't reached. Get in there. Go on, get in there. Output side. Let's go ahead and get rid of these little extra turd end tails that we have going on here. I don't know why that's there. Well, basically how we do this is we just combine a belt with a belt. Like so. 1 full belt. Bingo bango, that's your lot. We'll keep this all nicely Yes, we'll keep this all nicely compact to the factory. So we should build the bottom side first. We should build the iron first. Okay. There's iron. 3 full lines of iron. Excellent. There we go. There's production actually loaded up again. I think I knew this, but I don't think a full belt of copper is going to feed that entire circuit production. Looking at it. Yeah, boy, it's close. It's right there. The last 2 machines don't get no food. But that's fine. That almost gives me a full belt of circuits, and that's perfect. So look at that. That's a thing of beauty right there, kids. That's beautiful. Just beautiful. Now we gotta worry about our power production, which is gonna become a big problem here in a little bit. But thank you for watching this episode. And let me know what you think down in the comments. A big change to the base. A lot of fun. I enjoy it. I like doing things like that. That's probably the funnest part of this game. I'd love you, and I'll see you guys next episode.